Yo, we're back with my boy DK for take 2. DK, tell me where you're from.
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I train at Odyssey Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, and what do they need to do on YouTube? You tell these guys what they need to do on the Happy Foot channel for YouTube?
Well, I came all the way up from Atlanta to tell you to like, share, and subscribe.
Yep, all 3. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everything.
Try to go for a single leg in some manner or something. You went and sprawled on it. Okay, so let me have your leg back for a second. So you're like this, okay? And what I want to do is get behind them, obviously. So I'm going to have you do a 3-step drill. So this happens a lot, and it happened yesterday with George. We did this competition training yesterday, where you get into this position, you come around, you're like this. You're trying to figure out how to score points or get some type of penetration. So I'm going to ask you to do, we've gone through all of these, so I'm not going to go too much in detail. I'm going to ask you to do one. You've come around here, and your first one, either way. Obviously, there's a pocket here, there's a pocket here. So potentially, I might just lift myself up behind him, see which opening is available, because I'm sitting right here behind him, mirroring him. So in case he goes left or right, I'm ready for the roll. But my first reaction is, I would love to just throw this one hook in, heel first. So I'll do it from both sides. I'm just right here. If I need to pop him up a little bit, what I'm going to do is basically sit on his tailbone so that I don't have to go up in the air and I can follow this. So I'm just putting my leg out and throwing it back in backwards. So that's all I'm doing. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not trying to come up in the air and disengage from him because I want to be ready in case he rolls. This is all I had. So this is all I had. So I should be able to slide up on top of him, be ready to rock and roll left or right. And all I'm doing is taking one foot. So if you saw me on this side, this is how I was on this side. All I'm doing is taking one foot, lifting. I haven't left him, and my heel is going in backwards. So I could have done it. If you see me from this side, this is where I was on this side. I take my heel up. I'm sitting really tight behind him. I take my heel up. I've never sit up. I'm totally sitting on him. So my first heel comes in. I was already on this pocket anyway. So my first reaction now is either I seatbelt or I go quarter Nelson and I bring him over. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, second one. Here I can't feel, I'm like, man, I can't even get my hand in here, right? So I'm still mirroring him. The only difference now is so you're gonna see it from two sides. So on this side, if I'm like this and I'm mirroring him, I'm going to start driving this kneecap in here backwards because I want the opportunity to take my foot and slide it in backwards this way, right? So my heel is coming backwards. On this side, you'd see it this way. If I'm here like this, and I'm going, man, I can't open this guy up. So this pocket will always open up for you if you're aggressive. You're not going to tell me. I don't care how tight he gets. I've done it to people, and it hurts. Because when you come up here on this, on body weight movement, and I jam this through, it's coming through. My only thing now is, do I get this heel in? And when I'm trying to get this heel in, what they'll do is they'll try to separate from you. So this is going to be the third move, okay? So the first one, we went in this way. We took our foot, and we slided through, and we started pulling the ACL, right? You got to see it with that guy, Giancarlo. We took the guy's back. He did this. So if you want to watch it, he did it. He came up and rolled the other way. I'm not going to ask you to do that. What I meant by that is he took this, popped his back leg. Let me put the leg through on this side. This guy, this hook in. Oh, yeah. I don't want to pull your leg. Yeah. So this hook came in as he pulled, and the moment he pulled, he jumped to this side to spin him over to the other side, and this is how he ended up on the back, okay? I'm not asking you to do that. What I'm asking you is what you're going to experience on it is you're going to sit back on the hip. I don't want you to lose the position, right? So when you first slid in on this like this, and you're jamming in, they'll sit back on you. And now this is how most of the class will land, and they'll recover some form of a Z-guard like this. I don't want you to follow their hips when they sit back. I want you to backstep and do the opposite. So when you first drove in like this, and you're mirrored on him, and you're driving, I'm telling you, guy goes back, he sits back, I sit back. Because now I'm going to collect this elbow on the bottom and spin over, because that's the elbow grabs we were working, okay? So I don't want you to follow. It's when I tell you, even I'm not going to name names, but the Browns, like really good players, they follow the hip over and over. Don't follow the hip. Backstep it. So I'm asking you to do 3 different versions. One hook, right? I'm asking you to go knee backwards, okay? And then on the third one, when you jam it in, right away, okay? What's going to happen also, just a heads up, right? You're going to drive this knee in, and you're going to be pulling, and this freaking guy's not going over. And he's got to base this leg out. No, yeah, like, you know, like, yeah. And I'm here trying to put this thing in, like, just be careful in case you're pulling and he rolls on the shoulder. If you want to do it, I got to be able to, as he's rolling, I base this hand on the mat and I just tuck the shoulder onto the other side and we end up on the other side. If you want to do it, unless you're brown and black, I don't believe the man will roll on the shoulder. I just don't. And in blue, they won't. They just don't know enough to roll on the shoulder that way. And what they weren't going to flare that guy. Okay, so you're going to do 3 different versions. If you want to add another one, I'm perfectly fine with it. If I'll show you different combos, you're not getting anything. And you're like this, and you just got here. We could always cup this, okay? And we can drop our shoulders to the side and jam in to drive. When you drive, that's the same position. So when I drove it to come, I'm back again this way. Back stepping, hooking that elbow line and coming over to hunt on the top portion, right? So I'm still doing the same move, okay? I would prefer, if you can, to get this hand in there. Because right now, what's the worst case scenario? I held this ankle and he shoulder rolls on me. I still had this ankle to take the back step the other way. So I'm not letting go of this ankle. Because then you could play it either way. Where's he gonna go? He back steps, and I was like this, and he back steps. Yeah. This is how I am. So I still had clearance here. I'm not going to let go of this arm. I'm just going to drop the kneecap and back step it this way. And now I'm going right back into this pocket. I showed you a bunch of different ones. I'm not going to show you detail again. I'm asking you, we're at the Worlds, you're north-south, you went to the back corner, and I'm asking you, throw a hook in, because now we progressed to 2 hooks. Now I expect the points. Okay, let's partner up and do it. Let's rock. If you forget, go on Happy Pill. Those videos were non-stop on how we get behind here, how we insert, how we recover, hip flips, everything. So you should be really kind of coordinated if you read long. If you haven't, if I see all messed up, I'll be yelling at you. You don't watch the Happy Pill. Okay, guys? So let's do it.